ShinRobjira.
Shinrob, better than legendary Jira here, and today I am going to be talking about the Playmates
Godzilla and Kong 11-inch deluxe figures from Playmates. Get in the frame, you fool. There we go. I'm very excited to get this video going. I'm gonna do this unscripted. That's right. Every video that I've done in 2020 is mostly scripted. This will not be.
Anyway! So I'm going to be taking a look at Kong first, just because there's no other major comparisons that I have to make, because I currently do not own a Playmates Kong figure. So right up front, we're going to look at this very clashing blue and orange box. As we can see, it says the Monsterverse Giant Kong, ages 4 and up by Playmates, Legendary, and Toho. And you know, looking at the side, Godzilla vs. Kong. Looking at the other side, Monsterverse Giant Kong. And here we have that oh so beautiful image of Godzilla and Kong duking it out on the aircraft carrier, which might be beached, which might be floating in the middle of the ocean. Who knows? Who cares? It's an awesome shot. You get a bit of a read up on the film right there. We don't care. We're going to unbox this now. A squimmy!
Are you ready for Mr. Snip Snip Kong? Get ready for the snipping. Oh.
Yes. For all y'all asking for unboxing footage, here you go. This is as good as it's gonna get for the time being. We unleashing defeats. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, so here's the box without Kong in it. As we can see, there is a lot of orange soda stuff going on in there. Kel from Kenan and Kel would be freaking riveted right now. And you can see that we have like the plastic shell that was holding Kong in place back there. I don't think we're gonna be able to get those out. So what we're going to do is, I'm sure I'll make it look nicer later, but yeah, that's the box. I'm going to save that to hang up onto the wall, and now, for monkey. Alright, so first things first, this thing's a little bit heavier than I was expecting. I was more so expecting hollow plastic. I mean, it essentially kind of is, but I'm a little bit more impressed with this figure, having it actually in hand. As we can see, the detail on it is nice. One of the major things that differ between this figure and the promo art that we got of the figure is mainly just the variation in paint. The promo picture had, you know, Kong's face painted up differently, the fur was a different color, and it really helped the figure stand out. This Kong is mostly light grayish and just jet black, which is rather unfortunate, but at least the detail really peeks through on this thing a lot more than you'd think. Like over here, I think it's pretty cool that we actually can see Kong's toenails. That's something I wasn't expecting for a Playmates figure. And you know, we got all the detail for the fur. We got his little belly button over here. We got those beautiful monkey titties. And the face is really nice too. Again, this would probably be like grade A figurism right now if there was different paint on the head, because you can see the only differing paint you're gonna get is for the eyes and for the teeth. And I'm just gonna say this Kong looks intimidating as heck. Again, the detail on the face is really nice. On the brows, we got wrinkles, very beautiful detail under the eyes and around the beard, even around the mouth. There's actually a pronounced lip in there. This looks good. It does. The mold is good. It's just the paint I really don't like. Well, the lack thereof paint. Looking at the side of Kong's head over here, you can see that he has ears and everything, and the ears look nice. There's good detail on them. Like, look at that. You can actually see whole ear. Beautiful. There's even fingernails on the hands too. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that after I saw the nails on the feet, but you know, you can even see the fingernail on the balled up fist too. Wow. Big surprise. Taking a look at the back of Mumkey, we can see that there are screw holes, but they're really not as, what's the word I'm looking for here? They're not as outrageously placed as I'd say as they are on Godzilla, but we'll get to that later. And again, the fur detail, very, very nice. And as you can see on the back of the arms, we can see some major seamage, which really isn't, well, yeah, it's a little present on the front. It's a little bit, well, I guess I just wasn't paying attention. It's a little bit less noticeable. But we've looked at the detail, we've looked at the paint. Let's go over articulation. Big monkey, head can go all the way around, like so. Surprisingly enough, the arms can go all the way around. Both the arms can go all the way around. Kongi Boy's fists can also go all the way around. Also, this is an open fist. Looks like maybe we might be able to put a weapon in there eventually. We'll see. Kong's legs can go all the way around as well. Again, very surprising after seeing all the limitations of their Shin Godzilla. And it looks like, yep, the feet can go all the way around as well. There we go. actually. Wow, detail on the bottom of the feet too. Color me surprised. Want to color me even more surprised? I'm surprised he could stand with his arms up all the way like this. So Kong, he's a pretty basic figure, but for what you're getting for about $20, it's pretty cool. You're mostly paying for size, I think. We're going to have to wait until those 6-inch figures come out for me to really be able to judge everything. But so far, for these 11-inch figures, they look pretty good. Yes, they could have used more paint, but articulation-wise and detail-wise, I think these are pretty good for what you're paying for. But then again, for $5 extra from NECA, you would, okay, I'm not going to get into it. But so far, I really do like Playmates Kong, and I can't wait to get more of him. Now, let's get to unboxing Goji Boy. All right, and here we have him, Giant Godzilla. Same as before, 4 and up, Playmates Legendary Toho Monsterverse Giant Godzilla. Take a look at the side. It says Giant Godzilla. Beautiful, beautiful image of Godzilla and Kong doing battle on beached or not beached aircraft carrier. Godzilla versus Kong. Time for that snippy snip. Don't want to chip that cheap plastic. Snippy, snippy. Oh, okay. I didn't notice this before. The tail's only in 2 pieces, not 3. Another major distinction from the Jack-specific release, to which many, including myself, thought this was just a redo of. Okay. Let's get that. Oh, Jesus Christmas. This is a friggin' weapon. It's hard. You could brain somebody with this. Okay, taking a look at the inside of the box. More orange soda disaster. We will actually just clip these now. You know what, Famola? They're not the best figures in the world. They're not. And they're definitely not the replacement for NECA. That's for sure. But I have to be honest. I don't... So far, I'm really not hating these things. I do wish they were better. I really, really do. But I also don't hate them. And here we have him, Godzilla. This thing looks a lot better in person than it did in the promo art. But before I get to that, let's that's some nice. Oh wow, that went together a lot quicker. So wow, a tail bend. Nice, nice, nice. All right, so Godzilla. Let's take a look at the detail. Peter. Alright, so far from what I'm seeing, the detail ain't bad. It does really, really remind me of the Jack-specific detail that we got on the Jack-specific figure, but it's not as good. For some reason, this Godzilla, I guess just because it's Playmates, it came out kind of yogurty. Like, I guess with the paint coupled within it, it just comes out looking kind of more so creamy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this looks like a bowl of cereal right here. Blueberry Godzilla O's! Taste the atomic energy! Looking at this over here, this feels so muted, while something like this, you know, this is nice and raised. It looks like they took the Jack-specific mold, soaked it in yogurt, and then put it into, like, a mold. I don't know what I'm talking about here, but the detail is very, very reminiscent of the Jack-specific figure that we got last year. But with that being said, God, jeebus. This looks really bad. Godzilla is a holy man, and what is this? Is that a discolored smudge on one of my dorsal fins? It is. Jack-specific had screw holes. They did. This is bad, though. This is really, really bad. In fact, I'm just gonna have to start this now. Here we have the Jack-specific figure. As you can see, there are screw holes, and they're kind of noticeable. But couple those screw holes with these screw holes. You see what I'm getting at here? I feel like the bluer tinge to new Godzilla definitely ain't doing him any favors when it comes to the screw hole. And it really do be looking like the screw holes are almost in the same places. Like, so you got 2 for 2 on the neck, 1 over here. Okay, so the screw holes might be slightly different. They kinda towards the tail go back to 2 for 2, 2 for 2, center, and then the only ones it's missing are the ones over here. That's weird. That's really, really weird. Huh. That's originally what made me think that this might just be a re-release of the Jack-specific figure, but as you can see here, there are some differences. One of those major differences being, aside from the height, is the new head sculpt. New Goji's got a smaller head, while 2019 Goji, he had a big brain going on up there. Again, I thought this was just going to be a re-release of the Jack Specific with some new, but the body is entirely different as well. Look at the cuts they made for the articulation for the arms. Two completely different holes for the arms. The arms are completely different too. Whoop, like just the way that they're angled downwards. The legs kind of look the same. This looks like they actually tried hiding the articulation a little bit, like it matches up a little bit more. This, you know, you can obviously see the crease over here for the thigh. From this shot here, you can actually see just how different these figures are from one another. Jack Specific Goji had the broader chest. This guy has the much slimmer chest. And you can see the difference in those arms. These kind of angle out while these just kind of hang straight down. And the Jack Specific figure had sharper toenails while this guy has the more pudgier toenails, the more aged and there's like a Jurassic look. They don't look as deadly as this one does. I don't know if that's the actual design for Goji in the movie or what, but it's here on the figure. And unlike the Jack Specific figure before him, the dorsal fins on this guy are much softer material, much softer plastic, which can lead to what looks like some dorsal fin warping over here. I'm gonna have to keep this guy in a cool area because this is a little warped, this is a little warped. Might have just been from the packaging, but when you get this guy out of his box, make sure you keep him cool so these don't bend and limp over. Because as you saw from that, and now looking at this, this is much sturdier. This you could trust in the heat. I mean, these not so much, but still, there's a little bit more of a solid thing going on with the original. I mean, with the Jack Specific, the original. And lastly, we'll do a quick little comparison with the Bandai King Series Godzilla 2019 figure, since there is a lot of speculation that Playmates had actually stolen the molds from Bandai. Just a heads up here. I don't think Playmates is stealing anything from Bandai or NECA at this point. I feel Toho is probably providing them 3D scans and molds and such. I wouldn't outright call anything they're doing like full-on stealing. I mean, at least I don't think, but to get down to the point here, these are two completely different molds, probably made from the same 3D scan, 3D image or whatever, because the dorsal fins are completely different. You know, one's thinner, one's thicker. One has more detail, one doesn't. The head is much smaller. I mean, it is a smaller figure. The mouth isn't as open as you can see. The only thing that really bears any kind of resemblance is just the positioning of the arms. Like, they both kind of just angle outwards the same way. But other than that, I really don't see any kind of proof that this was a stolen mold, or that they even used the Bandai King series mold. I mean, if you look at them from the front end, the chests are completely different. I really don't think the head bears much of a crazy resemblance. And even looking at them side by side, you could see something like this. These spikes over here towards the end of his neck aren't really present on this mold either. We just need to remember that both of these figures came from the same source. They were just manufactured differently. So moving on over into articulation, Godzilla can move his arms up and down like so. They will not be able to go all the way around like Kong's did, but like Kong, you will be able to turn the wrists all the way around because there's a swivel there. There is no articulation in the head. It is only moving because it is a separate piece. Up and down. No 360 degrees. We'll get a 360 degrees at the wrist though. Now I'm curious. Are these legs going to be exactly like Shin Godzilla? Yep. They're going to stop just like the Shin Godzilla figure did. So the legs can go back about that far. Belly flop! Okay, let's check these feet. Okay, the feet will be able to go all the way around. I'm not going to do that again. I heard something snap. Okay, and I believe, yeah, the tail. Yeah, the tail will more than likely go all the way around. And again, we have that nice little curvature at the tip of the tail for this figure. So surprising to say, I do think Kong is the better figure. You're going to get a little bit more out of him than you will with Godzilla. Godzilla is seemingly the bigger figure and he has more to him. But with Kong, I mean, I feel like you'd be able to sit him down like with his feet up and everything. And that's it. That was the paint. That was the detail. That was the articulation for Godzilla. Hold on a minute. I forgot something. The detail for Godzilla's face is pretty dang good. The eyes, I'm actually surprised. They actually look pretty good. I wasn't expecting quality eyes. They pretty much match up on both sides. Yeah, he looks pretty good from the front. Wow. Color me surprised yet again. Hell, even the inside of the mouth doesn't look too bad. The top row of teeth does look rather non-existent though. Like, you see? The bottom row, they're like actually painted. The top row looks like they get lost in Godzilla's snout. Same for the other side too. Interesting. And just because I really didn't get into the paint of the dorsal fins, here they are. They're nice and blue. They are charged up. They have that airbrushed look to them, which I don't really mind, actually. I think that's pretty cool looking. I do wish they would have not pulled a Bandai and painted the entire tail up, but I guess I was expecting too much. But this is nice. It really is. I like that it has that airbrush effect. It might seem, I mean, it really is just cheap, but I don't know. It looks pretty cool. I like it. Definitely lacking in some impressive detail, but detail there nonetheless as well. All right, I'd be spitting Goji around on my little turntable, but him and that turntable don't agree with one another. So here are Godzilla and Kong together, pretty much the same height. I mean, these are toys. I don't think they're going to be 100% accurate to the movie in terms of height. Maybe. But anyway, let's get that size comparison going, huh? Playmates Godzilla and Kong. Jakks Pacific Godzilla. Bandai America Giant Kiryu. Thank you, Space Tree Studios. Bandai America Final Wars Goji. Thank you again, Space Tree Studios. Video coming soon. NECA 89 Goji. And NECA 2003 Goji. Playmates may not be the harbingers of hope for the Godzilla fan base right now, but again, like I said earlier, for what you're paying for these things, they're really not too bad. Yeah, I wish the material was better. I wish there was a variation on paint for these things. I mean, Godzilla's got some light shading on his body, but I feel like he could have been darker. Kong is a fantastic figure, but he could have used more paint to really bring out the detail in him. Again, I get it. These are made for kids, but these were also made for kids. Where did we fall? But anyway, let's cut back to my face and finish this baby up, shall we? The material definitely can use an upgrade. I really don't see these things surviving children. But who knows, maybe that's the point of making them so cheaply. To buy more. I do wish there was a bit of paint variation on these things. I mean, it's weird to say that Bandai does it better, but Bandai's currently doing it a lot better than these. But again, these are budget figures. They're made for a certain age group and everything. Collectors, we can either take them or leave them, but at this point, Playmates is kind of like the mecca of where we're going to be able to get new Godzilla releases, and like I said, you can either take them or leave them. I know we're all still hurting from the news of NECA no longer having the Godzilla rights, no longer able to produce, re-release, or anything with Godzilla. We're all hoping for their swift return after the GVK. Everything dies down. I really do hope they'll be coming back because I love NECA, and I feel like they were just getting to the meat of, like, greatness. I feel like they're really just at the door just to have the rug pulled out from under them. So I hope we can recover from that fall, and I hope that Toho will allow NECA to make figures after this. But for what the figures are, they are pretty cool. I do enjoy them. I do. And I will be covering the entire Playmates GVK line, and I will be covering the entirety, I hope, of the Godzilla Classics line. I really want to stay on top of these things because as of right now, again, like I said before, this is all us in the US are probably going to be getting, and the Bandai Movie Monster series releases that I'm sure are happening, they're probably not coming out until maybe, what, March? April of next year, maybe even a little bit earlier than that. Yeah, this is all we have right now, and it is what it is. But I'm gonna be here showing y'all what's good, what's bad, what's decently okay-ish, and you can decide for yourselves if you want to pick these up. But anyway, I've been ShinRobjira. Hello to all of you new subscribers. Thank you for blowing that NECA video up the way y'all did. That is crazy. It is my most successful video of the year. It's a really good feeling right here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you'll enjoy videos to come. I got Transformers, I got Galador, I got Evangelion, I've got Alien, The Conjuring, Pacific Rim. I got 2 Pacific Rim things in the works right now. I hope you'll all stay, and I hope you'll all enjoy the content that is to come. I have been ShinRobjira. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next week. Peace out, everybody.